Welcome back, and in this segment we will be talking about happiness, we will be talking about positive energy and how to achieve our goals. Now today in the studio I'm happy to have with me the human resources development expert, as well as of course business and management expert, Dr. Nermin Ismail. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, good morning. First of all, talking about happiness and talking about the positive energy. And we all can feel the challenges where each and every Egyptian citizen is facing. So the point is, how can we work on this positive energy? Because definitely this is something of great importance when it comes to production and confronting challenges, all of this.
Yes, sure. Actually, we are energy. All of us are energy. Everything is emitting energy. And some of the big authors in positive energy are saying that we are like a magnet. We emit energy and we attract energy. Mm-hmm. So, and according to the book, The Secret, there is a law of attraction. If you are going to emit positive energy, you're going to get or attract more positive energy and so forth. With this current situation, especially in Egypt, all segments and all levels are stressed, very stressed now, starting from the economic status, traffic, health issues, everything. Yani, every people in different segments are facing this. So what we have to do is to think differently and try to change this for our own immune system, for our own health, for our own wealth, in order for us to continue and be happier. So one of the best people who talked about the positive energy is Stephen Covey, who is a guru in leadership. And he said that all of us are hovering, or there are two circles around us. A circle where we can control, which is our circle of influence, and a circle we cannot control. And from this specific point, we are going to talk. If you are only going to sit in the area where you cannot control, which is, as I said earlier, the traffic, the economic status, the political status, the technological status, the internet, for example, and so forth, you have no influence over it. So if you are going to stay there for a long time, you're going to be extremely unhappy. And it's going to absorb all your energy. Mm-hmm. So what we should do is to stay more, or think what we are going to do or plan for the future, how to be happy. And this is not easy, yet it's doable. Mm-hmm. So if you want to start with some of the ideas and tips about how to be or to attract positive energy into your life, for example, first of all, you have to start loving yourself and saying that I'm fine as I am. Of course, we can always change, set higher goals, be visionary and everything, and we can do a plan for change. Yet, first of all, you have to love yourself and say, I am fine, and I am good, and everything will be fine. Secondly, you don't have to retrieve all your negative, what happened or disappointment in the past, because you cannot do anything about it, okay? Unless you are going to get a lesson from it or change in the future, yet you do not have to retrieve it every time you are sitting alone or every time you're sitting with friends saying the same thing, resentments and everything, disappointments. Nothing will happen or change if you're going to retrieve this or bring it to the table or any of the discussions with your friends.
Yes. Now, in what ways or how can such a different perspective of life affect us? And does it only affect our psychological state, or does it affect as well our body, our physical state?
Yeah, it's reflected. If it affects your psychological status, or any stress will affect for sure your body. Mm-hmm. So it's hypertension, diabetes, lots of even lower immune system, and it is proven. Mm-hmm. It's proven statistics and proven that it affects your body as well. What else we can do? You have to start as well visualizing the future. You have to see yourself in the future, and this is what we are missing a lot. Even people on high ranks, they do not visualize or put a vision in their future. This is very important for you to draw where you see yourself in the future in a positive way, and draw it, and maybe you can hang it anywhere in the house or put it in your laptop. For every morning when you open your mobile laptop, you see where you are. This brings happiness and joy at the same time. Secondly, you don't have to retrieve all your negative, what happened or disappointment in the past, because you cannot do anything about it, okay? Unless you are going to get a lesson from it or change in the future, you are going to be happier. So what we have to do is to start loving yourself and saying that I'm fine as I am. Of course, we can always change, set higher goals, be visionary and everything. And secondly, you don't have to retrieve all your negative, what happened or disappointment in the past, because you cannot do anything about it. So if you want to some authors are saying so, and I experimented it myself, that when you sit with people who, some people can draw your energy, okay? So you have to spend it wisely. Some people are always giving you negative energy, and these people, I'm giving you a bit of advice, you have to get away from them. It will help you a lot. Maybe they are intentionally or unintentionally doing this, but this will affect you by far when you sit with them regularly, maybe, okay? And you have to know that happiness is a state of mind. If you want to be happy, you will be happy. And sometimes I give the tips in my trainings and say that every one of us, especially females, it's easier for us to bring a box. And whenever you feel down, you can open this box and find whatever you like in it. Maybe lipstick, maybe coffee if you love coffee, chocolate, a picture of your daughter, a picture of your grandma. When you were, nostalgia sometimes brings us happiness on the table and make us laugh. And laughing is very important as well.
Talking about objectives, because I believe that this is another important part. It is not only important for organizations or entities, but talking about the person himself, the self-esteem, and whether you can write or can you have for yourself, as you mentioned, achievable objective, short-term, long-term, and you can work on it. I think also another challenge is the great expectations.
Yes. Well, most of our problems are coming from expectations. If you're expecting something and does not really happen, you'll feel down. This is for sure, right? What I always say that after you put your vision and when you see yourself in the future, you have to put objectives, a clear objective.
Time-bound.
Yes, time-bound. We call it smarter objectives. You have to be extremely specific. If you want to go to London this summer, or if you want to go to North Coast, or if you want to be a leader somewhere, if even you want to do something better, learn something, you have to put it into paper. And I love to write, really. Actually, you have to put a specific goal, measurable, where you can always see where your progress is.
And achievable as well.
Yes, achievable. It has to be, and you have to be extremely realistic. Okay, time bound. If you do not link any objective with time, it's not going to be done, and you're going to get more negative energy because you failed. Although you did it yourself and it was your decision, yet you failed to do this.
But how can we overcome peer pressure? Because usually, even if you try to make yourself happy, sometimes peer pressure and stereotyping affects you.
Yes. As I told you earlier, if something we cannot control, we can really sometimes, traffic is uncontrollable from our side, right? If you cannot control, you can go around and think how to come. Maybe you should not drive. Maybe you should come with a friend. One day you will drive, another day you will drive. Maybe you can go earlier in the morning, okay? And you are going to miss the traffic thing. Maybe you can take another route to your work. There is always a way out, and this is I believe in this. There is always a way out, except for some things we cannot really, there is no way out, and it's a belief.
I mean peer pressure in terms of that you will be pressured by
your
the society,
colleagues,
your
yes.
colleague, your relatives, that, I'm not achieving this, and my friend or my relative or my niece or my cousin and so on. And that's really, especially within the family or the circle of friends, it's very hard.
They pressure you. Sometimes you are fine without their pressure, yet first thing, you should not be compared with anyone, because you cannot compare oranges with apples, right? So if you are not in the same situation, you have the same features, you have the same spirit and emotion, you cannot be compared with anyone. So I understand very well, because some of the people who come to my to have consultancy and coaching, life coaching, they ask me the same. I did not get married till now, I'm 30 or what, which is fine, which is fine. You are not comparable with anyone. You can always do things which makes you happy and happier. And putting models in your mind that these people might not get married, but they have successes other ways. Yet, okay, this is not easy. It has to be to keep on saying this to yourself. And as I told you earlier, you have to see yourself and love yourself and see yourself as a successful person, regardless of the pressures. It's not easy, I know. Specifically in specific,
But how can we deal with frustrated people? Because nowadays we can see many people, they just, the idea to give up, you don't want to do anything. You are always expecting the result that it's not going to be what you want, for example. So you don't want to do anything, you don't want to work. I think this is another important, maybe not phenomenon, but we can see a lot of people like this. And to sit with them, to talk with them, to convince them that this is not the situation, even though we all face challenges, but we cannot deal with our challenges in this way.
Yes. Some people are more vulnerable than others. So if I'm going to coach you, you can change. And some people will not. And they will need more like a counseling, not only coaching and helping them to think differently. So it depends on the person himself. If he wants to change, and sometimes if he can change, he will change with some sessions or things. Prayers by itself, understanding that someone is there, okay, helping us, okay, this helps. Whatever is your religion, whatever is your spiritual life is, this can help. Yet at the end of the day, some people will not change with this type of coaching. They will need more like maybe treatment, counseling first. If they fail to be counseled, then treatment can be a great help.
Yes, when would we need to go to a psychiatrist, and what's the limits?
As I told you earlier, if there is resistance, okay, and if we tried several times to coaching them and they did not change, maybe they are resistant, so it might be a case of maybe depression, I don't know. And there are lots of
anxiety.
things. I'm a physician, of course, but I cannot say, or something which I don't really know, but some of the great things which comes from with stress is depression, with no cause. If it's with no cause, it fundamentally, and of course, they will need treatment. If it's with a cause, they will need treatment, but the consequences of the treatment will be better. Yet, if you are strong enough and you have a purpose, okay, this might help better with the sessions, coaching sessions, plus the treatment as well. Of course, but we do not want to go to treatment first, and it's the easiest way, yet deep inside you are strong and you have to bring this up, okay, to the person you are coaching, actually.
But the point is that this also might be reflected on our kids. And we can see nowadays an anxiety, we can see all what the parent, they can feel, we can see this on their children, of course. It has to do with the daily routine life. And I think in this case also we need to work on our children and work on how to control ourselves.
This is very true. The main point I'm discussing now with my friends even, it's something called work-life balance. What happens now that the Egyptian females, from my point of view, has a load that is unbearable, okay? That's why it will be always reflected on her partner and the kids for sure. And the kids, this is called reflection, will go to school and they will fight with their kids and so forth. It's a circle of anxiety and depression and aggressiveness all over. So what I think and ask people to know now, they have to manage their time. Okay, especially moms, you have to see what is your priority. Are they the kids? Are you spending 8 hours with them? Are you spending 7 hours? What you should spend with them, because every kid is different from the other. What do they really need? What do you really exactly need? This is very important, because if you're not satisfied, you cannot satisfy anyone. Okay? And do not be harsh on yourself, actually, because it's not the powerful woman what we are expecting. We want a balanced woman who can laugh, who can raise their kids properly, who can be beautiful, who can take care of herself and can be successful at work as well. So it's a combination of everything. Your work-life balance, we can talk in another episode on work-life balance and how to do it, okay? This is very important, and it's all in your hand. It's a mental status. I want to be a balanced female. You will be a balanced female, because it will for sure be reflected on your kids. And this is very negative, even not for your small family. It will be reflected on the community.
of mothers or females in general in Egypt that they feel that they are dedicated just to serve their kids and their children, and they don't give themselves time just to rest or to relax. So
yes, this is true. Egyptians, female and Filipino females as well. Those are the top. There was a statistics actually, and they were saying that Egyptian females and Philippine females are putting their kids prior to them, and even in marketing we play on this, and we sell expensive goods for mothers, and they will buy it and they will put their kids as a priority. Actually, you have to think that if you are not going to be solid and happy, they will not going to be happy. You do not have to justify for yourself, I'm putting them in an international or a good school or an expensive school, I'm buying them expensive clothes, and this will give you a relief that they are good. No, psychological, building the psychology of the person and the spirit of the person is more important than bringing them the outfits and the schools, because if you're not going to do this, he will not be adaptable with the or balanced with his community, actually. And this is a very big problem now. If you see from a wider perspective, lots of divorces, okay? Lots of kids are not really happy in their schools, although mothers are paying lots of money in their schools. So it's all about the female. It comes from you, and it will always come from you, specifically in Egypt. Yes, you have to change, you have to be happier. If you are happier, your family will be happier, the community will be happier, the immunity system will be stronger, your wealth and health will be better.
Now, you're talking about our kids. What are the most important tips that you'd advise mothers to do with their kids so that they'll be psychologically balanced?
Actually, first, before giving tips for the mothers, I can give you a tip to get positive energy into your apartment, maybe. Yes. First of all, yes, oxygen into the apartment, putting colors which refreshes people, okay, because every color has a significance in your psychology. Maybe you don't know, but this is true. And the first one who knows this,
how can we recognize this part?
You can go surf the net, or you can ask experts. Even yes, it is very well known. Maybe sometimes it's greenery, which means that it's prosperity and so forth. Okay, but the tip is that you can put the color that you really like. Okay, or makes you relaxer. The point is, dust in the house brings negative energy. Lots of people in Egypt, they are putting bags and lots of furniture everywhere, even you don't really need it. Okay, but the art of tidying up is very important. Okay, this is very good for the mother herself. The point is music. If you love music, I always put Quran in my house, and I feel extremely reassured. So every religion, if he wants to put whatever he wants, music as well in the background, it's very important. Be creative, get things to be done with your hands, maybe bands, hair bands, maybe whatever you liked in the future. Now there is coloring books you can do to de-stress you for adults. These can help you. Maybe soft cushions, soft any soft things will give you reassurance, as maybe security, sense of security. This is for you, generally speaking, in your place. For your kids, you have to, first of all, see who they are. Okay, what do they need? Everyone is different. Even if you have 2, 3 kids, everyone is different. So you have to treat everyone differently. This is the art of treating. We can do another episode on how to know the needs of different. There are different needs. Yes. Okay, so you have to treat them differently, or else, if you are going to standardize your treatment, it will not really be very successful. You can read about this. Maybe next time I can bring some books, name of some books, yes. And there is now parenting coaching as well. This is going better because the mother is no longer having time with the kids, so they have to go to a coach or a counselor to get parenting consultancy.
Yes. Now, for the colors, that's interesting to me. Now, would the colors be standard for everybody, that color would make people happy, or would it differ from one individual to another?
When we talk about advertising, some colors are, well, red color is color of the strong people, okay? It gives you power, it gives you energy. but sometimes you cannot paint your house with a red color, okay, because the continuity of having this color in your life, maybe you should dress sometimes. So the tip is that you paint your house with a color that it really makes you happy and relaxed. That's why sometimes you can try a big wall rather than a small one to see if this is giving you relaxation or happiness, or because this will, you're going to see this for a long hours per day.
Mm-hmm. And also talking about, the daily routine life, and we can see people on the other side, if there are some who are not interested to do anything, on the other side we can see people who are always keen to be working all the time and they don't have a break. Even, for example, when it comes to the mothers, for example, in general, or female, because she's working here and she's working in the house, she's working with her kids, she's working with the school, and she also has her job. And I believe this is another important part. We don't know how to enjoy our vacation or the weekend.
This is true. Actually, it's about time management. You have to know this. We used to sleep earlier. So we go to work. We
don't sleep in Egypt.
Yes,
I try to
But this is very strange.
How come we are like this?
This is very strange because you are burning out yourself, okay? We are like a machine. You have to maintain your machine. So you are staying late and you go early in the morning. So you come up in the morning a week, okay? And still you have to work, so you are taking lots of fuel, and it's very expensive now. So you're doing lots of energy, and you need more energy to go. So you're drinking coffee, and when you drink coffee, sometimes more 2 or 3 coffees, you come more alert. You go sometimes not waking up, but doing lots of things which you don't. It's not really you, okay? Lots of adrenaline into your brain, so you're burning out as well. So it will be a vicious circle of no time management. If you can, when it comes to weekend, you're going to sleep, okay? Because there must be a maintenance and shutdown, or else you're not going to come up in the Sunday morning wanting to go to work. So what I'm advising is to have time management. So you have to work with time, and I'm an expert in time management, so we can do this either live or between us. And I'm going to. You have to say that you have to give yourself rest. Maybe you need 8 hours, I will need 6, you will need 5. You can always know how much hours do you need. And I can give you a tip on this. When you have 5 days of vacation.
Hopefully,
yes.
Hopefully we'll do so indeed, as you've mentioned. But I'd like to thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Nermin, Ismail. Thank you very much, human development expert. Thank you for
Thank you very much.
And we will be going to a quick break, and we'll be back for more on Breakfast Show, so stay with us.